Hello, 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 hello. How are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner. And today I have this one. It's a quick project. And it's made from book pages. A book page, a big book page. But if you don't have a big one, you can use two. You can use two. But basically, it's like this little thin envelope, and you open it up, and there's a pocket inside. And then you open this, and there's space to journal. With the little notch in the center. It's kind of cute. And then if you want to glue this down, you don't have to worry about the rest of it. But if you are going to just, tuck this in, then you can just add a piece of paper to the back as well. Okay? So, very easy, very simple. You don't need a scoreboard or anything. I'm going to go ahead and get out the supplies. And I'll be right back. See? All right, supply list for this one. A pencil and a bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, it's okay. A ruler is helpful. Glue. Corner rounder if you want. A book page. Can be any size. And then some paper to cover it with. Now, it is made on a book page, so paper is probably the best choice here. But you know what? If you don't have paper and you want to use cardstock, use cardstock. Just don't use the real heavy stuff. So nothing that's like embossed or fleeced or anything like that. Okay? I'm going to clear this. I'm going to come back and we're going to do the basics for this one. And get started doing inking and all that other stuff. Okay? I'll be right back. So, first, this may be hard to believe, but pages are not always square. I don't know why. But we're going to fold this sucker in half, matching it up as best we can. Okay. And then we're going to fold it in half again. Okay. Now, burnish your folds. Okay. Now, get it to a workable size. If you're using 12 by 12 paper, it doesn't matter. But if your book is only 8 inches tall and your pages are 7 3/4, you don't want this to be 12 inches or 10 inches or 11 or 9 like this piece. So you're going to want to cut that down. So just take it and put it on your board if you have a board. If you don't, that's okay. Throw it in your trimmer. And we're just going to trim this down. Okay? So I'm going to get rid of all of this white, because that's a ridiculous amount of white. And I'm going to get rid of this. So I'm going to cut it down to 7 3/4. I'm not going to get rid of all the white. Okay? Just most of it. All right. That's it for that part. So now we're going to do some inking. Most importantly, we're going to take this top fold, fold it back the other way, and make sure that we ink that line. Okay? And then fold it back over. Now we're going to ink. We're going to ink all around the outside edge. We're going to ink the outside edge of this piece and the top. Ink around this edge. Open it up. Ink around these edges. You don't have to ink the middle line. Ink this part and ink the back. So go ink the whole page, all your folds, all your edges, and then come back. See you in a minute. All right, so now we have it inked. We're going to do a couple of more quick folds and a little trimming, and then we'll touch up the ink and we'll move on, okay? So on this first one, the reason we inked this line is because we want to do some folding here and we want to know where that line is. So what I do is I take that line and I line it up on my scoreboard, and then I'm just going to put my ruler just over that line, just barely over that line, like a 1/16, just a tiny little smidge, okay? And I'm going to make sure that it's straight, and then I'm going to fold these corners down to my ruler. Okay? Basically making the top of an envelope. Burnish the folds. See, now you can fold this without it messing with these, okay? So now I'm going to glue those down. So I'm just going to glue these little triangles down. Now, you don't have to. If you want, you can cut them off. But it just, because you leave them on, it just adds stability, okay? A little bit more paper. So a little more weight, but more stability, okay? Now we have our basic shape. Decide, is it going to go this way and open this way, or is it going to go this way and open that way? It's going to be important when you're deciding what direction to put your paper on, okay? Now, for this inside piece, I like to kind of look through my book pages and see, do I have something that's like this that's blank on the other side? Because I can use that. It's the same paper and it matches nicely. All right. So for me, this is now 6 3/4 inches. So 6 1/2 by, let's go 5. Okay. So 6 1/2 by 5 is what we're going to do. So I'm going to cut this to 6 1/2 by 5. We're just going to kind of put this on and see how it looks. It looks perfect. Okay? Now here's the trick. Fold this in half. Okay? Now we're going to ink this on the inside. You can ink that center line if you want to. I don't, because then it's like it's breaking up the writing space. And that is not great. Now we're going to be rounding the corners on this. I'm going to be. If you want to round your corners, you should probably round the corners on this as well. Just the open ones, okay? Now, to put this in, what we're going to do is we're going to glue it down on one side, making sure that we're able to close this, and then we'll glue the other side down. So, glue on one side. If you want to use stick glue here, that works. So I pull this up, and then I can line that up. Press, open, glue. And then close. All right. Then I'm going to round my corners here, here, this flap, and then I'm going to go back and just touch up my ink, and I will be right back. Now, if you're going to glue this in, you know, you don't need to cover the back. But if you're not going to, you're going to want to cover the back. So we'll go ahead and cover it today, since we already have paper. And it is 6 3/4, so we'll go 6 1/2 by 2 3/8. All right. So 6 1/4. Two and 3/8. That is between the 2 1/4 and the 2 1/2. Okay. And again, I'm going to do my corners because this is going to be on a rounded section, but it's only going to have 2 of them, so I'm only going to do 2. I'm going to ink. And then I'm going to glue that down. Okay? Now, I made that, all the inside pieces, from the less interesting pages of the book. You know, the ones that are white. There we go. There. So now that's in. So now we have to decorate. So we have our inside and outside of our flap to decorate. You could decorate here, or you can leave that because it's white, but I'm going to decorate it. Then we have our inside piece. We have our back piece. So we're going to do 2 for the flap and 1 for here, okay? I'm going to get out some paper. I'll be right back. All right, so I have some paper out. And I have to kind of decide where it's going to go. So all right, I think I kind of like this combination. So this is going to be the outside of my flap, and this is going to be my cover here. So I have to decide, am I going to completely cover this, or am I going to leave a border? I'm going to completely cover it. If you want to leave the border, make sure that you just move your paper back. You can do the same type of technique, you just have to move your paper back. Okay? So let's go ahead and do this. Easiest way is just to put glue on here. Okay? So I'm going to put some glue on here. And then I'm just going to take this piece, line it up in the corner, press it down, and then I could just use my scissors to kind of rough trim this off. This way. There we go. And then I can straighten this up because what a wonky mess. Okay. Re-round the corners. And that's good. Now, I'm going to use this on the flap. And again, I'm going to cover the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is just put glue on here. Right along the edge. I know usually I use mats, but for this I just like the way it looks when it's completely covered. Alright, and then again I'm going to take this, decide, you know, if there's a specific piece I like. And I kind of like this. So I'm just going to take it and line it up right along the edge there. Get it nice and straight. Press it down. And then I'm just going to trim that out. Now, if you need to be able to see this better, make sure you ink before you cut, okay? I'm okay with it because for me it's different color, but I know that's hard to see on the camera. All right. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the inside, just using a different piece of paper, which I'm going to be using this to do that. So again, I'm going to put glue only to the bottom of my triangle, okay? I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom. Just to the bottom of the triangle. Otherwise, you won't be able to close it. Okay? Here. And there. Alright. So now, with this piece, we want to make sure that we stay right at that line that we created. Okay? Put that on, trim it off, and when I come back, we'll finish this up. I'll be right back. Alright, so now that we added all that paper, we have to re-ink. So we're just going to re-ink. If you're an inker, if you didn't ink, then don't worry about this step, okay? And inky dinky dink, inky dinky, inky dinky dink, inky dinky. Alright. Okay. This is why we haven't closed it yet. If you're going to put a finger notch in here, you can do that now before we finish this and before you're done inking. Because once you're done inking, and you glue it down, you won't be able to do that. So let's get, let me use a circle this time. So I'm going to find about my midpoint. Doesn't have to be perfect. Punch a hole, ink it, and then I'm going to close this thing up. So to do that, I'm going to put ink on this side, not that side, because that side has a little gap, you know. So a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue over here. Close it up. All right, we're going to let the whole thing dry, and when I come back, we're going to decorate. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to do a little decorating. So I just, I've got some washi stickers, and I'm just going to put some of these on here. And I'm going to put her on there. And label. I like it. Now, inside here, this pocket is about 2.5 inches deep. So you could do like a 2 1/4 inch fold and multi-fold paper to put in there. So if you just had a regular piece of paper, you could cut it to about, you want to go about 1/2 inch shorter, and this is about 6 3/4. So I would go like no more than 6 1/4 in length, and then it's 2 1/2, so I would go about 2 1/4 wide, and fan fold a piece of paper so that you can put it in there, or you could just make a tag or something to go in. Absolutely. I found this little guy. I thought he needed a home. We'll put him there. And let's see. We'll use this one. We can do this. We can do anything we want. Okay. I'm not going to overly decorate because we know I don't do that. put these back in the bag. Yeah, so if you wanted to put like a piece of paper in here, all you could, all you have to do is just make sure that when you fold it, that you fan fold it, hills and valleys, valleys and hills, and that it fits inside. Okay, so you have a pocket inside to put journaling space. You can put paper in there, or a card, or a tag, or a journaling card, or whatever. You have space in the middle. Now we still have that little thing, but look, it's open. Okay, some people may not like this. Then don't put the notch in. If you don't need it, don't put it in there. And then we have journaling space here, and we have journaling space on the back, okay? So that's it. That's my quick little project for today. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section, or you can reach out to me on social media. All my links are in the description below. Let's see. Try 7 days free on my Patreon. It's, you go in, you join for 7 days for free. If you like it, you stay. If you don't, you go. It gives you 7 days to evaluate what I have at each level, but it does give you access to my free digitals, so you can go check those out. And check out the community tab here on the YouTube channel. That's going to tell you everything that I've got going on, all my videos that are upcoming, classes, free classes, things like that. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye.